Welcome back to Greg Mitchell. An exciting women's match tonight, 1-0. And the Viking women get the one goal to win it. And that was it. They had some excellent chances. And I understand, I think early in the night, I know I did, I said Riley Kerr, but I'm told now by Andy Polverenti that the winning goal was scored by, the only goal scored by Madison Abbott. So Madison Abbott got her 5th goal of the year in that win. Nonetheless, it was 1-0, and that puts the Vikings in a pretty good spot, 5-2-2. CMU playing tonight, and they're just getting started. They have the late match, so we don't have the final score there. Vikings and the Wildcats. Boy, we have a couple teams here. Baker is 13-1-1 overall, 7-0-0 in conference play. The Vikings are 7-1, 12-2. Baker's ranked number 4 in the country. CMU number 7. So here we go, number 4 against number 7. Vikings in their white shorts with the yellow tops, white numerals. Baker in the dark blue with the white numerals. And they are undefeated, 7-0. The Vikings are 7-1. Vikings are 7-1, CMU 6-1. We'll check and see if we can get any scores from earlier games today. When I asked Vladi Simic, let's see, earlier scores today, it was Grandview over CMU in overtime, 2-1. So Grandview, with a record now of 5-3, and with the loss, that drops CMU to 6-2 in league play. So this is, again, the battle for first place. Yesterday, Culver Stockton beat Avila 1-0. Culver 3-4-1 on the year now, and Avila 1-7. So that's where we're at as far as the standings are concerned as we start play tonight. It's about 8:30 Central Time. As the game just underway. Well, the match just underway. Last Saturday night, we did the William Penn match. A lot of stoppages in play. These are two of the best teams, obviously, in the Heart of America Conference. The Heart of America Conference very solid in soccer. Looking at the standings, Baker 7-0, Vikings 7-1, CMU now 6-2, Mid-America Nazarene 6-1, William Penn 4-3, Grandview now 5-3, Culver 3-4-1, Benedictine 1-5-1 in conference, Avila 1-7, Graceland 1-7, and Evangel 0-8. In goal for the Vikings tonight, as is usually the case, Christos Kontomeris out of Greece. I talked to Vladi Simic, the head coach of the Vikings, yesterday for a while, and he said it's going to be the Viking offense against a very, very good defense for Baker. And Baker can score some goals as well, but they have given up a total of 8 goals this year. 8. While scoring 40. The Vikings have scored 44, giving up 19. So we'll see how that all plays out tonight. Vikings get it to the middle. Here's a shot and a save. Oh, there's a good start. Good aggressive play. Vikings got it to the middle. Ryan Emmy is in goal. Contreras in goal for the Vikings. Here's a throw in for Baker. Ball in the middle, and it's sent up and over. Just underway in this men's contest. No score. We played about 7 minutes, no score. Ryan Emmy in goal for the Wildcats. And it was senior night, and between matches, the men and women were honored. The seniors. Raul Benet, of course, a senior. Carlos Burstein, Leo Driscoll, Tiago Ferreira, Juan Carlos Harris, Slobodan Jevic, Christos Contreras in goal, Jonathan Lowe, Oscar Lopez, Oswaldo Noriega, Velos Perpedius, and Tanner Williams are the seniors on the Viking men's team. Wally Simic, the coach of the 7th-ranked Vikings. No score here in the first half. Vikings looking for possession on the far side. Antonio Gispert, who's number 19, had possession. Now the Wildcats try to send it in. Benet had possession momentarily. You throw in for Baker on the far side. In football here today, the Vikings knocked off Avila 48-30, but it was a closer match than that, a closer game than that. Midway through the third quarter, Avila had a 17-12 lead. Vikings went on a 29-0 run, and a record-setting performance today by one Elliott Hawkins. Had 319 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Here come the Vikings, 2-on-3. They'll bring it up the left side. This one's going to go out as they try to get it left side to Ferreira, Tiago, man out of Brazil. Raul Benet. He's been player of the week 2 or 3 times already this season. Gives it to Ferreira. Vikings with possession. Now the Wildcats try to go on the attack. Kyle Young, one of the defenders. Nate Hauser's the head coach of the Wildcats. Vladimir Simic, the head coach of these Vikings. Drew Hawkins, the women's coach, also assistant on the men's side. And Ivan Ninkoff, assistant coach, as is Hugo Farfan. That's Andrew Miller, number 21. You see down in front below you on the live stream. Neither team has really, Vikings had one legitimate shot. No, oh, here's the ball's loose in the middle. And Baker can't get a shot off before the Viking defenders cleared out. Well, the men in orange, the Vikings try to make an attack here. Send it up, knocked away by Kyle Young to midfield. The Vikings will try to control it there. Wildcats can't keep it in play. Right in front of the Viking bench. That was Andrew Meinking trying to keep it in bounds. He's out of Kansas City. All right, here come the Wildcats. 44 goals they scored this year. Giving up, well, they scored 40, giving up 8. The Vikings have scored 44, but giving up 19. Out in front, Vikings get rid of it. We'll send it down to about midfield. And Nate Hauser grabs it for the Wildcats right in front of the Baker bench. One goal scored in that women's match, and that was from Madison Abbott, her 5th of the year. Earlier we gave it to Riley Kerr, but it was Madison Abbott, we find out from our statistician. This match wrapping up a long day of homecoming activities at Missouri Valley College. Big crowd on hand today for the football game and the tailgating, and they had the alumni banquet last night and had the Hall of Fame banquet today. And in the football game today, rather interesting, Elliot Hawkins broke a record with 319 yards rushing, and he broke the record of DeAndre Campbell, who graduated from Valley in '97. DeAndre had the record of 313 And he was here today. He was one of the inductees into the Sports Hall of Fame. So he was in the stands today when he saw his rushing record get broken. On the day he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Vikings send it in. Ferrero has a shot with the right foot, but Ryan Emmy on the save. And boy, that was a good, clean look for Tiago. The Vikings' leading scorer is Raul Benet with 12 goals, 7 assists. Carlos Harris, 11 goals. And Ferreira has 6, so he was looking for number 7. Chaz Matty, Randy Beck, our live stream crew tonight. .29 minutes to go in the first half. Viking defenders go to work here. 29 minutes to go in the first half. No score. Here comes Valley. Send it left side. They've got an opening. And slipping and going down was Heeman. Heeman tried to make a little move, and that might be a little dew on that turf, and slipped. Last week, William Penn, it was a rough game and a lot of stoppages in play. Headed away by the Vikings. Here they come again. That's Benet. Sends it off to the right side. Back to the middle, but Ferreira can't get to it. A lot of action between 10 yards either side of midfield. Now here's Heyman. Out to the middle, but it's Robert Hoven takes over for Baker. These teams, who knows, could meet again in the conference tournament. This is a very good soccer conference. Baker, MVC, CMU, Mid-America Nazarene. Wow, they're all there. Here they try to get it into Ferraro, and he can't get through a couple of defenders. Baker back quickly. 27 minutes to go. First half, no score. Here come the Vikings again, sending it to the left side. Good footwork there by Juan Carlos Harris. Back to the middle. They try to head this one in, and it goes wide to the left. as it starts to cool down here, be in the low 40s tonight. Still a pretty good crowd. Baker brought a nice crowd for both the women and the men's contests. Ooh, look out. Andrew Miller kicked that one out, went flying right in front of the Valley bench. Heeman trying to get it to Montesino. Ball still in play. Good battle for it there. Andrew King for Baker. Now to Harris. And on we play. Now there's a foul. And I think that's called on Diedick, I believe. It was. (24-17) and counting here in the first half. No score. Baker Wildcat women lost 1-0. Tough match. Good match. Good hard-fought match by both squads. Andy Polverenti down on the sideline taking some pictures. Sports information director. He's had a long day today as well. Some of us were here shortly after 8 for different events. Chance Matty's here early getting everything prepared for the triple header video cast today. And he'll be on his way to Kansas City, work for Fox in the World Series games in KC. This one sent all the way to midfield. And this one will go out on the far side. 23 minutes, first half, no score. And really not that many good opportunities by either team in the first 22 minutes. I expected that might be the case. Teams are both very fundamentally sound. Now Ferraro on the far side, working against that Baker defense. And the Wildcats knock it out. Here's Heeman. Tries to send it in. It's headed away. And the Wildcats will send it to midfield. Raul Bonet for the Vikings. 22 minutes left, first half. Throw in by Heeman and the Vikings. Good shot. Save. Vikings had a shot and good save by Emmy. Contreras comes out of goal. And you can't miss him tonight in his bright yellow fluorescent jersey, shorts, and socks. Baker trying to keep it in. Can't do that. Julian Sansana. Here come the Vikings. It looks like they're onside. They were. But the Wildcat defenders were there. 20 minutes to go in the half. Now the Vikings take it away. Have a good opportunity here. Send it to the left side. Here's a shot out in front, and it rolls by. Went through and just missed the right side. So we remain scoreless. Boy, if Baker gets this win, it'd be huge for them, wouldn't it? It would give them a 2-game lead in the conference. Now foul on one of the Vikings. And I believe that was Antonio Gisbert. Baker sends it up, trying to get up their right side. But Contreras comes over to the left side of the 18-yard box to take care of that one. Vikings send one in, but that's too far, and Emmy has no problem with that one. And he'll just give it out to Kyle Young. Well, like the women's match, no scoring in the first half, but in the women's, the Viking women had several opportunities. Here's Bonet. Tries to get through a double team. Tripped up. Vikings will keep it in the Baker end. Heeman tries to send it across. Now Bonet again. Raul circles about 40 yards out. Sends it in. And coming up to grab it was Emmy. He saw Juan Carlos Harris closing in. He wanted none of that, and he came up and took charge. There's a trip. Slavin with that. Trip. I believe it's Pascalo. Slavin is Serbian. So from 35 yards out, Baker will have possession. Here's the Wildcats. Send it in, and Contreras comes up and grabs it. Contreras. Was number 25 out of Athens, Greece. Ooh, Wildcats tried to make a little short pass to Austin Halsey. Couldn't come up with it right by the Viking bench, so throw in for Valley. Heeman gives chase, and he's trying to keep Mind King away from ball, and it goes out. 15-minute mark. 15 minutes to go, first half. Mind King will check out. Some of his family here, I believe, applauding his effort as he comes out. All right, throw in from midfield, coming from Andrew Miller. (14:24) first half. Here's the throw in for Baker. Try to head it away. It's loose out front. The Vikings get to it. Wildcats keep it in. Good job by Valley to knock that one away. Now the Vikings will send it down. Left side. There's a chase is on for it. And Baker able to control it. A good catch by Vladdy Simic as that one goes out. The Viking coach gets a hand on it. Didn't catch it, got a hand on it anyway. 13:30 to go in this first half. Oh, there's one in, and the Vikings knock it away. Good position. And Condomeris comes out, played the angle perfectly, and then on the rebound, they sent it over the top. We're down to the 11.5-minute mark of this first half. No score. Well, these are evenly matched teams, as you might expect. Zolo comes in for the Vikings. Also in is Rafael Alcaraz. Eleven minutes to go in the half. Throw in by the Vikings. Ooh, Headed away by one of the Wildcats, and boy, did he take a tumble after that. And that is Kyle Young. And we got a player down. One of the Vikings. And so play will be stopped. I can't see who that is. It might have been Mazzullo who just came in. That stops the clock. 10:29 to go, first half. Alex Thompson, one of our trainers, is out taking a look. They're still working on him. No score. 10:29 to go in the first half. And I think they're finally going to get him up. Zolo. Ready to come in for the Vikings is George Limbert. Well, that is not that. Yeah, that is Mazzolo. And I think George Limbert is going to come in. So Limbert checks in. All right, we're back to action. 10 minutes to go in the half. No score. Here's the throw in. Baker with control. They're going to send it all the way back. There's a trip, but we'll play on. Baker fans wanted a foul, didn't get it. Now Baker picking up the pace a little bit here. And these are evenly matched teams, so a mistake here or there could really be costly in a match like this. Good move by Alcaraz. He goes down, but he's right back up. Good job by the Vikings. Control it in Baker territory. .753 and counting. Here's a throw in by Valley. Vikings keep it in front. Here's a shot. And Emmy has to knock it down and then hop up and scramble to get possession. Cody Sliva ready to come in, Shawnee, Kansas. Of course, if the Viking men or women have postseason action here at Greg Mitchell, we'll have those on live stream for you. Cody Sliva will come in. Shawnee, Kansas, junior, 6'2". And Blake Levine checks out. Look out, Wildcats had an opportunity, but the Vikings, Contamaris comes out of goal to take care of that. Vikings send it in. They want to keep the pressure on. Six minutes to go in the half. Baker shoots it down the right side. Mark Campbell is there defensively. Ooh, one of the Vikings thrown down. Baker fans a little upset down below us. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. A scoreless first half. Viking possession. They'll look to go to their left. Heyman, couldn't come up with the pass. 4:30 to go now in the half. You throw in for Valley. Montesino hands it off to Heyman. He'll do the honors. Well, let's see if someone can get something going here. late in the half. Possession to the Wildcats. Vikings take it away. Trying to get it to Bonet and unable to do so. Now he has it, Raul. Three minutes to go in the half. Just have not had a lot of shots by either side in the half. And here's the throw in front of the Viking bench. Vikings will send it back to midfield. And one of the Wildcats is down now. And that stops the clock with 2:19 to go here in the first half. And I believe that is Kyle Young. He'll stay in. Limping a little bit. $2:19 and a half. Here come the Vikings. Could have a good scoring opportunity. Oh, what a save by Emmy. The ball still loose out front. Vikings keep it in. They'll send it in again. This one high. Well, that's the couple of the best chances the Vikings have had in this first half. And Ryan Emmy was up to the challenge. Young man out of Sedalia. Minute 35 to go in the half. Boy, the Vikings had a good chance to take the lead. Again, they do. But the defense is back. Vikings now starting to put the pressure on a little bit here. As we wind down to 1 minute to play in the half. Sends this one into the middle, but nobody there. Emmy taking his time as the clock winds down to the 50-second mark. Shoots this one deep. Now the Vikings. This one goes out. And it'll be Viking throw in with 35 seconds to go in the half. Here's a throw in. Headed away. Alex Breivik. "12 seconds to go, and that may be it for the half. That's going to do it for the first half. No score, Baker and Valley. So what's going to give the battle for first place here at Greg Mitchell Field? We have the second half coming up. There we go with the second half, no score. As the Vikings and Baker battling for first place in the Heart of America Conference standings. Vikings on the offensive here early, but Wildcats able to take care of that. Just underway in the second half. Vikings send it. Oh, just miss. As they. That one just went wide right. Been nice to get an early goal in the second half. Wildcats and Vikings. Just underway here in the second half. Vikings send it in, and good job by Ryan Emmy. I mentioned coming in, the Wildcats scored 40 goals, but given up just 8. So defense really their strength. This one is blocked and goes wide right. That was David Guerrero who attempted that shot. Vikings have scored 44 goals and given up 19. All right, corner kick coming for Baker. And they try to head it in, but it goes wide to the left. Baker will keep it in play. The Wildcats will. Now the Vikings on the run. Trying to stay onside. They will. Get it to the left. Here's a shot to the center. Oh, and a perfect opportunity. A great pass. And Ferrero missed it. I mean, it was there. A great pass from the left side. Ferrero was right there and missed it. And he knows it. He had all types of things he could have done with that. A lot of openings and just didn't get it. So the Wildcats really kind of get a break there. Under 39 minutes to go. And here's possession to Baker. Wildcats keep possession. Good move by Spencer Atkin. Here come the Wildcats. Pass to the left side. Unable to catch up with it. Going to be a corner, I think, for the Wildcats. It will be. And they send it in. And Contamaris goes up and grabs that one. Now the Vikings on the attack. We get all the way over to the right side. Vikings can't hang on. And it'll be a Viking throw in. Baker fans don't agree with that. Vikings trying to knocked away at the last moment. Thought the Vikes may have had something going there. Under 38 minutes remaining in regulation, and we have no score. One goes all the way out. Should be Viking possession, I believe. Vikes will throw it in. Temperature dropping outside. Good crowd still on hand. Down to 50 degrees and going to get a lot cooler than that tonight. Who will score first here? 36 and a half minutes left. Few fans remaining, a few from Baker here. Wildcats send it across. Send it in. Oh, and that one just wide left. Contamaris went down to get it. The ball bounced away from him. But fortunately for him, it went wide. So corner kick. And the Wildcats can't get anything with that, and they'll turn it over. We're understanding here as we're watching our live stream, and Eric Montgomery, I'm sure, is watching. Always appreciate Eric watching. He says that 319 rushing yards, a single game conference record, unless someone else has a more complete record book. So the rushing attempts, the rushes by Elliott Hawkins today could be a conference mark. And trust me, against Avila, with the Vikings down to their third-string freshman quarterback and Mr. Fry did all right, but just not really up to speed with the offense, not playing that much. The Vikings needed those rushing yards because they weren't getting much through the air. Elliott Hawkins had a huge day. On one drive, he had 80 yards and 2 carries in the second half. Started at the 20, picked up 38, and the next play ran it in for a touchdown. But that would be interesting if that would be a conference mark. CMU women are playing the late game, no score versus Grandview. That one is early on. That's an important game as far as the Vikings are concerned, because on the women's side, the Vikes came in tied with CMU at 4-2-1, and had played, I believe, to a 0-0 tie with CMU. But here we are, no score in this one. 33 minutes to go. Chaz, you'll be happy to know be happy to know Colin Smith says they'll leave the lights on for us. We'll see. We'll see if the lights will be on when we're trying to take our equipment down tonight. Chaz Maddie will be going to work for Fox in Kansas City next week in the World Series. Vikings keep it in. Now the Wildcats trying to get something going. Who's going to score first here? Women won 1-0. Boy, the Viking women had some excellent opportunities and just could not get a goal. And they finally got one late from Madison Abbott to win 1-0. We want to take our hat off. Congratulations to Randy Beck, one of our students who's been with us through all 3 of our video casts today. .32 minutes to go in regulation. Mid-America Nazarene won, so. Or check that. That was on the women's side. Yeah, Mid-America won on the women's side. And Baker lost, so Mid-America on the women's side now has a 1-game lead on Baker. Actually, a half-game lead on Benedictine. Benedictine 6-1-1. Mid-America 7-1. Baker 6-2. CMU playing right now, and Valley's 5-2-2. On the men's side, coming in, Baker 7-0. CMU or MVC is 7-1. CMU lost. So they're 6-2. Mid-America 6-1. William Penn 4-3. Grandview 1, 5-3. They beat CMU. In football today, Grandview knocked off Peru. It was William Penn over Culver. Of course, the Vikings beat Davila. CMU knocked off Evangel today. It was 34-28. Benedictine a win over Graceland. Here's a shot, and that one's a little bit high. Benedictine beat Graceland today. And Baker, a big game. Baker win over Mid-America Nazarene. Those are the football highlights from today. Under 30 minutes to go in regulation. No score in this one. Baker will have the throw in here. And this one goes out at midfield. Vikings send it all the way across to the left side. Keep it in play there. But knocked away by the Wildcats. Again, Baker's given up just 8 goals this year, so they are a very good defensive team. Good homecoming activities. The Professor Ed Leslie Torch Run was last night around campus. Most of the athletic teams had representatives participate. A lot of fun. A lot of the athletes from the different sports were on campus rooting their teammates on in that run. And then had the bonfire last night, alumni banquet. Today had the parade, had the Hall of Fame luncheon. Football, now 2 soccer matches. Another interesting stat, I mentioned this on the earlier, but Elliot Hawkins 319 yards rushing to set a record, and Eric Montgomery thinks it might be a conference record as well. The record he broke at Valley of 313 yards was by DeAndre Campbell, who graduated in '97. And he was here today, inducted into the Viking Hall of Fame. So his 313 yards rushing single game record went by the board, and he was sitting in the stands watching it. And it may be a conference record. "27 minutes to go in regulation, no score." Now the Vikings will bring Tiago Ferreira back in. Baker trying to push the action. Boy, there's a collision. Both players are up. And fans on both sides didn't like that collision. Escalo for Valley. Vikings bring it in. Here's a shot that's blocked. Vikings try to give chase on this one to keep it in play. They will. They're onside. Trying to get it back to the middle, but it's knocked away by Baker. And again, this Baker with a very good defensive club. Let's see if the Vikings offense can get something going. We're down to the 24-minute mark. Going to be a corner for the Vikings. And they quickly bring it back into play. Send it in! Oh, off the post, and now it's in! That went off the post, and then it goes in. And we'll have to check and see who scored. Maybe on the replay we can see who scored that goal. The first shot did not. It went off the post. We'll go check. The Vikings sent it in. And it went off the post. And that was knocked in, I believe. I'm going to have to check, but it looks like on replay that Robert Hoven may have actually knocked it in. And he plays for Baker. Now, I think Robert Hoven knocked it in. We'll go to the stats, and we'll find out who they're going to give credit to. But it looks like Hoven for Baker, number 22, actually knocked that in. Yeah, he knocked it in. There's no question about that. And it looks like, I don't know who the closest Viking was to it, but we'll go check. But it's 1-0 nonetheless with 23 and a half minutes to go. Well, they said it was Juan. They're giving it to Juan Carlos. All right, the Juan Carlos Harris will be credited with that. But it looked like to me that, well, it did, that Hoven actually tipped it, but it was Juan Carlos Harris who gets credit for the goal to put the Vikings up 1-0. So it's 1-0 Vikings. 22 minutes to go. A win by Valley would tie them with Baker for the conference lead since CMU lost and they're 6-2. Now Vladis Simic starts to pace in front of that Viking bench. I'll ask a question out, and maybe Eric Montgomery can answer this for us. If the other team tips it in, is it does the goal go to the last person to touch it for the Vikings or the closest two?
I think he tipped it toward it.
Tipped it off the post. So we think Harris did tip it off the post. Okay. But he gets the goal. And it's 1-0 Vikings with 21 minutes to go. So here's the throw in. Long time to go in this one yet, but the way both defenses are playing, you just knew whoever had the first goal certainly has a big advantage in this one. A win by Valley if they can hold on for another 20 minutes. Puts them in a first place tie with Baker. Deflection isn't necessarily a, okay. Deflection is not necessarily an own goal if there's a shot by the offensive player. Okay. But we do think now that Hara did tip that off, did get a tip in there. So the Vikings have that lead 1-0. And under 20 minutes to go. We'll have to get, if the Vikings have some postseason play here, we'll have to do it. We did a, was that a doubleheader when Eric was here and did soccer with us? We had a football game first, didn't we? A playoff football game, and then the soccer game. And Mr. Montgomery stayed and made it a very good broadcast. The basketball polls are out. Women picked sixth, the men seventh this year. And in preseason wrestling, the Vikings picked fourth preseason NAIA. Eighteen and a half minutes to go as Contreras will put the ball in play for his club, leading 1-0 on the goal by Juan Carlos. Baker trying to come back and get that matching goal. And that's only the 9th goal of the season given up by Baker. Now to the defensive battle. Here come the Wildcats. They'll send it in, and Contreras goes sprawling for that one. Under 18 minutes left. Contreras sends it into the Baker end. Women won 1-0. Let's see what the men can do here. Vikings possession. Taken away by Baker. Ferrero sends it left side. Back to the middle. Vikings send it in. We're under 17 minutes to go. Leading 1-0. The pacing continues for Vladimir Simic in front of the Viking bench. One 0 Vikings with a lead. Out of the middle, it's Montesino. He can't. He loses it. But Bonet keeps it in. There's a trip. 15 and a half to go. Valley hanging on to a 1-0 lead. Nate Hauser going to his bench. Keaton Anchors from Parkville. Ready to come in. 15 minutes to go. Ho! Send this one high and wide left. Valley hanging on to this lead. As George Limbert into the Viking lineup. Baker needs a goal to tie and send this to overtime. Vikings would like another insurance goal if they could get it. But against a very stingy Baker defense, including tonight's goal, have only given up 9 goals all year. $14 minutes remaining. Ferrero double teamed on the far side, trying to keep possession and able to do so. $13:20 to go. Shot wide right, about 40 yards out. Well, the Viking defense obviously going to be very important in the next 13 minutes. This one goes out right at midfield. And a quick throw in by Spencer Atkin. Good footwork there by Calderon, Fabio Calderon. But here's a throw in for Baker. They are trying to increase the attack now. Vikings knock it out again. 12 minutes to go. Throw in coming from Atkin. And he sends it in. Vikings keep it alive and send it to midfield, where it's going to be handled there by Kyle Young. He'll send it all the way back, and Contreras goes to his left. And now he'll wait. Want to clear everybody out. 11:30 to go. Here come the Wildcats. Trying to go on the attack, sending it deep to their right side. They'll be onside, but that will elude the Wildcats and go out. The pacing continues for Vladimir Simic. Win this one, you're tied for first, after the Vikes went undefeated in conference play a year ago. 10:55 remaining. Carroll knocks it out. Viking possession. Work it here to the right side. That is Los Narvaez. This one goes out right in front of the feet of Nate Hauser, the head coach of the Wildcats. Tick, tick, tick goes that clock. Under 10 minutes to go. Vikings want that clock to continue to run now. They'd love to get out of here with a 1-0 win or maybe score one more goal. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind just keeping this clock running here. It was all the way back to Ryan Emmett. And if we can believe it, in a couple of weeks, basketball season starts too. There's Limbert sliding with that one. Oh, and he's hitting the shin. I think he's all right. 8:38 to go and counting. Valley tried to hold on for yet another 1-0 win. Women did that. Throw in for the Vikings. Obviously taking their time. Another goal would just be huge. $8:15 to go now. Drew Hawkins, the assistant men's coach. His team won tonight. The women's team 1-0. Another nice season. Oh, send this one in. The Vikings have it knocked away. 7:48. Well, you take it 1-0 if you can get it. This one not right back. Vikings keep it in place. 7.5 to go. They send it to the middle. It's headed, and it's still loose. And now finally knocked out of there by the Wildcats. 7:20 to go, and it goes all the way to the far side. Baker keeps it in play. 7:16. Viking possession, and they are taking all the time they can. Send it in, and there Emmy's there. This one goes out on the far side. 6.5 to go. And let's see who's coming in. Blake Levine, Austin Shiney, and Andrew Meinking back in for Baker. Undefeated in conference play, and the Vikings trying to change that, and they're 6 minutes away from doing so. A long 6 minutes. Ball sent forward. Ooh. And this one goes all the way to the goal area. 5.5 to go. How about another goal if you're a Viking fan here? Baker trying to get that tying goal, and the Vikings really working defensively, taking time off that clock. And now they take it away. But Baker gets it right back. Under 5 minutes to go now. If you're the Wildcats, the clock can't move slowly enough, and if you're Lottie Simic, that clock's not moving at all. Vikings doing a good job defensively. The Wildcats trying to pick up the pace. Obviously, they have to. And the Vikings just trying to keep the clock moving. 4.5. That one's sent through. Foul. Vikings will have it. Vikings will have possession about 30 yards out. That's Raul Benet. Two went down. That stops the clock. 4:18. I think there was a yellow card given there. At 4:18 to go. Raul is up. 4:18 to go. Viking possession. Shot right at Hemmy's able to take care of that. This one goes out on the far side. We're under 4 minutes to go. So Viking defenders doing a good job to this point. Another 4 minutes. And Baker trying to keep it in, trying to force the issue now. They'll work it to their left side, and they keep it in play. The Vikings now keep it in. And we'll send it down the midfield. Well, the Wildcats send it right back. And this is going to go out, and Contamaris will take some more time off that clock as he grabs it, walks to the front of the goal mouth. Be about 3 minutes to go when he puts this back in play. 1-0 Valley. Send this one into midfield. Battle for possession. And they keep this one in to the Wildcats. Vikings look for possession. Can't get it. Pretty nice job by the Wildcats keeping this possession. Now here they come to the left side. And the Vikings knock it away. Good defense. Luke Russell. 2:37. Here's the throw in. Baker can ill afford to take much time. Vikings just knock it out again. Play is stopped at 2:30. Vikings have a throw in. Two minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Valley trying to tie Baker for the conference lead. Mid-American Nazarene right there as well. They would all have one loss if Valley can hang on. Now whistle stops play here. Wildcats will have possession. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Contomaris directing traffic. Here they'll send it in. Contomaris goes up, knocks it away. It's loose in front, and the Vikings are able to get it out of there. Oh, boy, that thing was loose for a while. It still is. And here's Contomaris, and that is kicked away at the last second. Oh, my goodness. Contomaris was out of the goal. I think that was George Limbert, who got right to the front and kicked that one away. Contomaris was in no position. That thing was going to just bounce into the goal, and Contomaris got back, or rather Limbert got back there and knocked it out. Down to 1:34. Boy, that was big. Now here's the throw in. Vikings will send it back out. Clock moving now, 1:25. Valley possession. There'll be no hurry here. What a play by Limbert. And he just came into the game not long ago. That was huge. Now Baker will put the pressure on again. Here they come. Vikings try to knock this one out. It's still in play. 1 minute to go. The Vikings will send it down. They're onside. It says onside. Here's the shot, and that one is just wide to the left. That would have ended the match. Emmy came way out, and that one rolled just by to the left side. That would have ended this match with 48. Well, it would have been a 2-goal lead. And that's also Limbert. He made the good defensive play, and he comes back and almost puts in the second goal. 48.5 seconds left. Viking possession, 48.5. A 1-0 lead. And they'd want to tie Baker. And here's the shot, and what a save. Emmy dives to save that one. 45 seconds left. Clock is moving. Vikings just need to play good defense. Now they stop at 42.3. Wow, the Vikes have had some chances to put this one away. Let's see if they can hang on here. Sent down. Baker has possession. Vikings try to knock it away. Still in the Viking end. They'll work it to the left side with the Wildcats. The Vikings there defensively. They set it out in front, and Contomaris tips it away. And now the Vikings knock it out. What another big play by Contomaris. 18 seconds to go. Baker will have to have a quick throw in. Down to 13. Down to 10. As the Vikings now just want to knock it away. Oh, they had it in a moment. Here's one. They're going to have one more shot. It's knocked away by Contomaris with 2 seconds to go, and the Vikings win it. Oh, my goodness. Baker had a shot to tie in the last 5 seconds, and Contomaris got the left hand out and knocked it away. Wow. You play 90 minutes, and the last minute was total excitement. But the Vikings get the goal from Juan Carlos Harris. They now go to 8-1. Baker's first loss. So I have them at 7-1. The Vikings are 7-1. The Vikings are 8-1. And Mid-America 6-1, CMU 6-2. So interesting play as we wind up in interesting play as we next couple of weeks as we wrap up the regular season in soccer in the Heart of America Conference. 1-0, Vikings win it. And that'll do it for our triple header. The football team wins today, and both soccer teams win by 1-0 scores. We're going to wrap up our live stream. That's going to do it from Greg Mitchell. So long.